Hey guys, welcome to today's educational video. You have to watch this video if you decided to apply to an American university, because today we're gonna go to MIT's admissions page and we're just gonna go through every single step. I'm gonna explain you what everything means, what do you have to do, what you should avoid doing. So step-by-step explanation. If you're interested and if you're applying to an American university, continue watching this video. I decided to look at MIT's MBA page for this video, just because MBAs are the toughest programs to get into. There are so many details that are pretty much the same for every level of education, like if we're talking about bachelor's, master's, PhD, MBA. The admissions criteria are going to be pretty much the same. There are some things to remember, some things to consider, and I'm going to mention them. There are some different exams, but again, the process is pretty much the same. The terms are pretty much the same. So let's do it. Let me explain everything. Okay, we're going to the admissions section. The first thing when you're applying to a university, you need to realize first, whether you can afford it, financial aid, there's another video for that. Second, what do you need to apply? Because sometimes the application deadline is in 2 months and you're like, oops, I haven't passed my GMAT yet, I haven't passed my SAT yet, haven't passed my TOEFL yet, which means that you cannot apply in 2 months. Because yeah, 2 months is too tough. Okay, you realize you want to apply to MIT or any other college, go to the How to Apply section. Okay, and let's start here. The first thing they're asking you for is your cover letter, which basically is a personal statement / motivation letter. Different universities use different terms because this is more a professional program, MBA. They would want to see like a cover letter that you would use to apply for a job. If we were talking about like standard masters, that would be a personal statement. If we're talking about bachelors, that would be personal statement, motivation letter, whatever you call it. The thing is, sometimes they require 2, sometimes they require 1, sometimes they require 3. Question that everybody asks is, why have you decided to pursue this step of education at this time of your life? And why our university? Like, these questions, everybody asks them. And then depending on the university, they would ask different things. Again, here, so MIT Sloan 6 students whose personal characteristics demonstrate that they will make the most of the incredible opportunities at MIT, both academic and non-academic. So basically, they want to see how you would perform on campus, but they don't have like a specific question for you. Some universities would. For example, Columbia's bachelor's program, they're asking you if you could give one advice to 16-year-olds, what would this be? Because you're already like 17 or 18 when you're applying. Stanford asks you what is the most important thing in your life and why. So there are so many things they're asking, but basically what they're looking for are your personal stories, what is driving you, what is behind all of those nice words that you're saying. Like, nobody's looking for a personal statement where you're like, oh my God, I love your university, I'm so excited, I want to be like a cool professional, I want to maybe start my own company someday. Like, this is bull. I'm not gonna swear in this video, but this is not the best example. What they're looking for is, I was curing a disease and I realized that this and that is understudied, and I know our body is a huge system that can be improved, and this is why I'm gonna study biotechnology or whatever. Like, tell them stories that made you do whatever you're doing, apply to the university. Next step, resume. The rule of thumb here is that if you have less than 10 years of experience, your resume should not be longer than 1 page. Please, please, please. I've seen so many resumes that are 5-6 pages. No, guys, come on. Like, nobody wants to hear about, I don't know, all of the publications that you've had. They don't want to hear about like all of the work experience that you've had. Just highlight the most important things. Like, if you were a salesperson, there's no need to describe that you were selling stuff, because this is obvious. This comes from the title of your profession. Salesperson sells. Yes, I know that. What you can highlight though is how you exceeded KPIs, how you exceeded plans, how you got promoted 3 months in a job. Like those things are worth mentioning because they're showing that you're a true professional, that you're a true leader, like all of that stuff. If you don't have any work experience, mention maybe conferences that you took part in, maybe volunteer projects, maybe publications, but again, less than 1 page, okay? This is like super important. MIT is super creative, and I've seen some universities do that already. Video statement, a 60-second video. I love that because I'm a blogger, but I know some people are uncomfortable. If you see something like that, if you see a video statement or like a presentation, please don't be too creative. Just take your phone and record yourself. Don't hire a crew. Because again, I've done a lot of like MIT admissions, and I've seen so many students actually hire crews to shoot a 60-second video, or like hire animation designers to do all of the animation. No need to do that. Like, why the university asks for a video? They just want to see you. They want to see how you communicate. So your iPhone, your frontal camera, whatever phone you have, just talk about yourself. Open up, like as if you're talking to a colleague at an interview. Don't be too creative. Don't spend too much time on it. Like, better focus on your exams. But again, video statement is not something really common. And this is why I picked up MIT MBAs, because they're doing some uncommon stuff that I want you to know about. Normally, that would just be 2 or 3 personal statements and that's it. No video stuff. You might have an interview later, but it depends on the university. Additional information, you always have that. Any application would allow you to add some additional information at the end of it, and here it's up to you. I've added that I've been doing ballet. I think it's exciting because it's Russian ballet, and I don't know. I mentioned that. I mentioned that I've been to like 22 countries. I mentioned that I'm singing semi-professionally. Like, I mentioned my hobbies and what makes me different, and that I'm passionate about languages. You can mention languages that you speak if they haven't asked for that before. So anything that shows you as a person is really important. Letters of recommendation. There's a separate class on letters of recommendation, but again, something you have to remember. First, they need to come from the recommender directly, so they either submit it online or they send it. Normally they submit it online, but you don't want to bother them too much. Like, if you're applying to 7 universities, they're gonna be bothered. So 5 or 6 universities is the maximum that I would advise in terms of applying, because there are so many personal statements that you have to write. There's so many recommendation letters. Depending on the level of education, for like MBA, they would want to see mostly professional recommendations. So basically say that professional recommendations are preferred from individuals who are able to speak with certainty about your professional achievements and potential. And this is true for any master's degree normally, like, because master's is a professional degree already. It's supposed that you have some work experience or like internship. Sometimes you can do 2 recommendations, 1 academic, 1 professional for your master's, which means that you can ask your professor to submit a recommendation and then your ex-manager or current manager. For bachelor's, it mostly comes from your teachers. I would suggest your English teacher, just because they speak English, and your most favorite teacher, or the teacher who teaches the related subjects. Like, if you're applying to Bachelor of Economics, I would ask your math teacher to submit a recommendation. The next thing they're asking for is organizational structure. This is very specific to MIT. They just want to see how you see organizations. But if we're talking about something that's related to art, that's going to be your portfolio. They would want to see what you've painted or what you've done before. If that's like a acting profession, then they might want to see how you acted, like the recordings of you acting. They might sometimes give you like specific tasks, like read Shakespeare or perform a monologue. Like, again, for every university, this is different, depending on whatever you want to study. And if it's a PhD, it's very important to highlight your academic work, the articles that you wrote, the conferences that you took part in, and things you've done in terms of your research. Transcripts, and I'm going to answer some common questions related to transcripts. So if you are applying for your master's degree or your bachelor's and you're still completing your previous level of education, there's no need to submit your diploma just yet. What you can do, you can go to the administration of your school or university and ask them for your current grades. So they would give you a paper with your current grades. You're gonna translate it into English. The thing is, you can do translations by yourself. Just make sure they are good. And then you just submit those transcripts with your application. What happens later when you get your diploma? They would want the original paper transcript. So what you can do, again, you go to your university's administration, because if you have just one diploma, you don't want to send it to America. So you go to your administration and ask them for an exact copy of a diploma, and they can do that. This is called transcripts. And they put it in the envelope, you write the address of the university, they seal the envelope. This is really important. They put a stamp on the envelope, which means that you didn't have access to what's inside, so you haven't tossed any documents. But this all happens only after you get accepted and only after you accept the invitation. It's not like you have to do it now. At this stage, just the copy of your transcripts is enough. If you already have a diploma, translate it into English and scan it and send it. That's it. You're gonna deal with all of the originals later. Test scores. You need them before you apply. You need to have them ready. Some universities would be able to wait for you. For example, what happened to me when I was applying, I took my TOEFL the day before the application deadline, and it takes 2 or 3 weeks to check the TOEFL results. So I just asked the university, is it okay that I took TOEFL before the deadline, but I don't have the results yet? And they told me that yes. The most important thing is that you've taken your tests before the application deadline. So be careful with that. They all have to be taken before the application deadline. If you don't have the official scores yet, they're gonna receive them. Just don't forget to mention your university in the TOEFL or GRE or GMAT or SAT application form, because it allows you to send the results automatically. Application fees can be different. The minimum that I've seen is $15. The maximum you see right now on the screen, MBA application fee $250. You can ask for application fee waivers, always. But again, it depends. MIT and top universities normally would not provide application fee waivers to international students. Who they provide them for are college seniors, active US military, Teach for American members. You can read all of that. But talented international students are not here. But some universities tell you, hey, if you have good exam scores, if your GMAT is above 700, if your SAT is about 1400, if your TOEFL is above 100, we can provide application fee waiver. Why they do that? Because they want your application. Because they want talented people to apply to their university. They want to make sure their average student profile is on the higher end with all of the grades. So sometimes when you have good results, they would provide an application fee waiver, which means that you can apply for free. Normally, I would ask for an application fee waiver after I've completed all of the forms, uploaded everything, then I would reach out to the admissions committee and ask if they have it. But again, if they have this black and white here, MIT does not provide application fee waivers to merit-based application fee waivers, then there is no need to ask, okay? Because they're gonna send you back to the website, and you're just not gonna look too professional, because a professional person researches everything before asking, right? Okay, the information that I've given you in this video would allow you to get accepted to top universities, let alone the average ones, because I've gone through every single detail. And if you're serious about it, if you're taking every single step that I've talked about seriously, you have really good chances of getting accepted. Rule number 1, always believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nothing's gonna happen. But if you do, if you work hard, if you try your best, I'm sure you're gonna get accepted to your dream university. And I'm here to help you. Ask questions, like this video if this information was useful, because it's really important for me to see your feedback. And if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to this video. If you have friends who are applying to American universities, please share this video, because this is something really, really, really important. Because I get so many questions regarding applications, and I've answered I try to answer a lot of those, the major ones in this video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.